Talking Psychology presents sensory memory. Memory is divided into 3 storage systems, the first of which is sensory memory. Sensory memory refers to the brief storage of sensory information in its original form before it is transferred to short-term or long-term memory. It is the earliest stage of the memory process, where information from our senses is briefly registered and encoded. Sensory memory lasts only for a fraction of a second to a few seconds, depending on the sense involved. For example, visual sensory memory, also known as iconic memory, lasts for about 0.5 seconds, while auditory sensory memory, also known as echoic memory, lasts for about 3 to 4 seconds. Throughout our lives, we absorb a tremendous amount of information via our senses. Since it is impossible to permanently register each and every impression we have captured via these senses, as we momentarily focus on a pertinent detail in our environment, our sensory memory registers a brief snapshot of our environment. Sensory memory allows us to have a continuous perception of the world around us, even when our attention is focused elsewhere. It also helps us to identify and make sense of the information we receive from our senses. Sensory memory is affiliated with change of energy from one form to another. Since the brain can only understand electrical stimulation, the body has special sensory receptor cells that transduce this external energy into something that the brain can understand. Sensory memory also retains an exact copy of what is seen or heard. However, sensory memory has a limited capacity and duration, and if the information is not attended to or processed further, it will quickly fade away. This is why we need to pay attention to important information and actively encode it in order to transfer it into short-term and long-term memory. Thank you for watching. Click and subscribe to our channel.